Good evening. I'm trying to get the Dracula pose here, just like, ha, like, and he's got that snarl, just, I'm gonna make that the thumbnail. Renfield. Renfield, the new Dracula horror comedy action film by director Chris McKay, who I am very familiar with that name actually. Details kind of what happened if Dracula didn't die when he did and Renfield hung around? And if we explored a little bit more of the vampire lore and Renfield's relationship with Dracula, all done in the spirit of like this kind of B movie, but kind of hard R-rated, almost grindhousey kind of movie. And forget the guy. I don't know what it is about the light today in my room, but it is very just whoa. Someone suggested I get one of those halo lights, but the problem is it would just be reflecting in my glasses. Then I'm like, no. I'll figure it out. And it really only started today. I think maybe the change in temperature, lighting, all that has changed some things up. By the way, if you hear some noise in the background, that's just because I have a fan going. We have now been struck with a heat wave. And it's only mid-April. Anyway, Renfield. Well, I mean, that's what like as I was saying, it's a comedy action R-rated movie about codependency and trying to overcome that. And does it work? Do the trailers tell you exactly what the movie is, or were they completely mistaken? Well, for my money, place me in the, and I'm getting a Rotten Tomatoes up here right now for reference, place me in the 60% of people who actually like this movie. I actually had a good time with this movie. It's a lot of fun. It's not perfect. I don't know, I feel it felt perfectly fine structure-wise, but I will admit there were points where it did feel off, and I'm not certain why that is, but for what the movie is selling, it's exactly what it's giving. It is a comedy. It is wacky. It is bloody. It is fun. So let me just get out of the way some of the things that I thought either didn't work or maybe I was disappointed in. Honestly, I can't think of too much off the top of my head that didn't work. I will say some of the jokes that you see in the trailer are in the movie, like the cape is dry clean only. That is funnier in the trailer than it is in the movie. Other jokes, I think like it's my least favorite part of the job thing. I don't think that line was actually, I think that line was just really for the trailer. I can't remember, honestly, I already saw it last night. So, I mean, there are jokes that are funnier in the trailer, but just aren't in their delivery. They're delivered differently in the trailer. Honestly, I also would have liked to have seen at least a little bit more of their past than with the present, just because they show you their past relationship, basically the previous Dracula, the original Dracula, and how they kind of ended up where they are. I would like to have just seen more of that. And I will say this. About a third way into the movie, Dracula basically says, yes, Renfield, I'm going to take over the world. And I'm like, great. There'll only be the followers and the food. Great, wonderful. How? That's the thing. Dracula never actually goes, and not that it plays any big factor in the movie. You get a little bit of an idea with the climax when he kind of, I don't want to give too much away. Dracula is, I'll talk about Dracula a little bit, because it's not a negative, it's just something to comment on. But yeah, they never really go into Dracula's plan for world domination. He just is going to take over the world, Renfield. So yeah. Other than that, though, I don't have many complaints. All the actors are great. I'm really going to like Nicholas Hoult quite a bit. I think I first got on board with them with X-Men First Class. I was not a warm bodies guy. I don't care about zombies anymore at this point. I didn't even care about zombies when they were popular. But, yeah, hold on. I'm just going to see if maybe this does something. Okay. Did that do it? That did a little bit. But now it's kind of going. Actually, yeah, it did do a little. Oh, maybe that was just the problem. The glare was just because my camera was a little smooth. That actually looks a lot better. Anyway, So no, yeah, but he plays Renfield with an innocence and a sadness, but also a really kind of I've been around the block before humor. Like I've seen things you wouldn't believe kind of humor. Um, his like interactions with like the self-help group, his interaction with Dracula are particularly funny. He and Nicholas Hoult can do the action really well. I mean, he's young too. Nicholas Hoult, I think, is only in his early 30s. He's about my age, I think. So I think I could look that up real quick. Since I made sure to put the IMDb up here. Nicholas Hoult is, oh yeah, he's actually, in fact, I'm actually older than he is by about a month. But yeah, he's 33. So me and him are the exact same age, and honestly, he could easily be an action star if he really wanted to. He can sell it really well. He's got a fun presence, but you buy the fact too that his arc is very interesting because it's about obviously getting away from Dracula, getting his power back, if you will, what he was, his self-respect, all that. But at the same time, he doesn't make any illusions about who he is. He knows he's done bad things and killed innocent people just for the sake of this evil person he's kind of stuck with. So yeah, I'll say this too. I liked Awkwafina. I didn't love her. I also one other thing I might state, not as a negative, but something that I'm like, you could have probably cast a little better. But for this type of movie, Awkwafina worked. I have grown to slowly come like Awkwafina. Not that I hated her, I just didn't know anything about her until I saw her in Ocean's 8. I'm like, oh, okay, she's kind of fun. And I liked her as, was it Sisu? Was that her name in Ryan? Basically voicing the dragon. I liked her in Shang-Chi quite a bit. I can't remember the movie she did, but it was like a drama, and apparently she was really great in that. I've never watched, something Nora of New York or something like that. I can't remember what. Nora in Brooklyn or whatever. I never watched that show of hers, but I like her. She's got a fun energy and all that. And I like, without giving too much away, how the relationship ultimately plans out. I like the idea where we're kind of branching out into different types of relationships between individuals. But you buy their friendship. You buy they could be at least drawn to each other in some way. And she's definitely got some funny lines too. Absolutely. I won't say how, but there is a moment involving cocaine that is very funny. All I'll say is it's a moment involving Dracula and cocaine, but she's a part of that too. So I'm like, huh. And then of course you got to talk about Nick Cage's Dracula. He honestly steals the show. He really does. Nick Cage is Dracula. My God, is this like a role he was kind of really meant to play? Like no joke. I think he's been waiting for the right script to play Dracula. Be like, no. Oh, wait a minute. Dracula, but it's a comedy about codependence. I'm in for this all the way. And like I said, they in the beginning, and I don't ever give anything away at the end of the trailer. They show that they show you like the past of like the original Bela Lugosi Dracula, and they like play. That's the kind of the intro where Renfield's like monologuing or at least narrating about how he ended up where he is, and we see like Mr. Renfield, I bid you welcome. Like he's dressed up like Bela Lugosi. I'm like, look, he's not a dead ringer because his face is much more angular than Bela Lugosi's, but damn it if he doesn't look a lot like Bela Lugosi. And like it's just, he's playing this in such, he knows the movie he's in, and he is loving every moment. He's chewing the scenery figuratively and literally at points, because he is funny, he's creepy, he's scary, like he's legitimately scary in this movie at points. He's quirky. And you buy the fact that, he is Dracula. He is very, in command and in control. I heard that was not going to be in the movie a lot. Watching the movie, I won't say how much he's in, but he's in probably about as much as I'd expect him to be in. He's very much in a lot of the movie. And he's, like I said, he steals the scene in all of his moments, in everything. He just steals it. They also do some fun stuff with it, like his lore, without too much detail, his blood can heal people. There's also a point where throughout the movie he's kind of recovering from, because they're in hiding, but I think they're in Louisiana, no, L.A. or what? No, they're in L.A. I could be wrong, but anyway, I think it was LA. Um, no, Orleans, New Orleans. That's where they were. They were in New Orleans, and they're hiding, I believe, in a casino. And he's recovering throughout the movie. So we see him in levels of recovery. Like we see in the beginning, and again, you see this in the trailer where he gets all singed. He's like, Master, you okay? He goes, no. So he's all burnt to a crisp. We see him many years later after recovering, and it's like, oh dear Lord. And so he's progressively getting better and better throughout the movie. But that's why throughout some of the movie, like in that scene in the support group, he looks like he's kind of burnt up a little bit or scarred up because he's not fully recovered. That, like they even say he won't return to his full power. He won't gain his full power. What? That's so weird. Why would you worry like that? Like that's like one of the plot points of the movie. And when he kills, oh my God, does he kill? The body count, first off, is enormous. But some of the gore, hey, look, I think I've seen most of the gore effects in this movie, or most of the things they do gore-wise in this movie, but you know what? Watching people get decapitated, you still go, damn. You know, watching people being impaled or getting cut up or eaten, damn. Watching someone get impaled with someone's arm from a distance like a spear, that one's a new one. I've seen arm impalement, but that was Freddy versus Jason, and not in the same vein, not in the same way, because that's Freddy Krueger. You don't look at him getting run through with his own hand and go, oh God. You know, you go like, ha, yeah, awesome. No, you see people get hit like that, and you go, oh dear, oh no, oh dear, oh dear, oh for why? Yeah, the action sequences are really good. I mean, they're not. There's maybe a little bit of shaky cam, but it's really not that bad. And particularly when we get to like the final action sequences, it was a lot of fun. Ben Schwartz is also in this. Play Tedward. Who freaking names their kid Tedward? Edward, sure, but it's Edward with Ted Ed. What? Basically, he's like your secondary villain, along with his crime family. And that's something I wanted to mention about Dracula, is that it's hard to kind of say who the main villain really is in the movie. Is it Dracula, or is it this, like, crime family cartel people? I want to say it's Dracula, because he's ultimately, like, the final boss at the end, I guess. And he's, I guess, the one who puts all this in motion to some degree. But to some degree, they also kind of make it out, these crime family to be like kind of the main antagonist, and that's really just Ben Schwartz, and just very minor degree his mother, played by Bella Francisca Lobo, played by oh god, I never know how to pronounce her name, Shohreh Aghdashloo. You will know where to see her, and you'll know her voice. She's got a very deep, raspy voice. She sounds like she smokes a lot. She was on that final episode of House in season 7. What was it? The Expanse or something? She's on that show. She was in Punisher. She played Medina's mom. She's a character actress who shows up in a lot of stuff, and I love seeing her show up. I love her as an actress. But I will say, because Dracula, so you kind of get this in the trailer. This might be a little spoiler, but it doesn't really give anything really away. Ultimately for the finale, and it kind of, I guess, illustrates a little bit how Dracula's going to try to take over the world. He and this gang team up together. Ben Schwartz's character, Teddy, or Tedward. I'm just calling him Teddy. I'm calling him Ben Schwartz. What am I talking about? Ben Schwartz basically introduces him to his mom. And it's like, you need to meet my mom. Oh, wait, are you happy you're going to F me up? He's just like, okay, let's meet your mom. And he goes, it's a pleasure to meet you, and we have much to discuss. And you just see the look on your face, and then you get this brief look on his face, Ben Schwartz's face, like, and it's basically the look of, is Dracula gonna bang my mom? It's like, no, your mom's gonna bang Dracula. Yeah. So, but no, honestly, Ben Schwartz is a lot of fun. He really is just playing John Ralphio from Parks and Rec, just as a gang member. But yeah, he really is just playing the West. He's just doing that. Everyone else, though, does the few minor people we get in here. they're all perfectly adequate and perfectly fine. No one really stands out. I mean, I like all the side characters. They get a couple of decent laughs here and there, but it's just a fun time. It's very entertaining. It is R-rated. Don't take your kids. A lot of F-bombs, a lot of blood. Not just a lot of blood, a lot of gore. And you know what? If you're looking for something at least a little different from, in fact, I'm just gonna get 1 second. I'm getting the Cinemark website up just to almost stood off a video I had on pause. But I'm getting the Cinemark website up here just to see what's currently in theaters to comparison. You know, if you've seen, say, Dungeons and Dragons, John Wick Chapter 4, Scream 6, if you've seen all these and you're pretty just good with whatever, then, you know, this is not a bad movie to sink your teeth into, pun intended. This is a nice little secondary option, because all of those kind of fall into these kind of categories. Fortunately, Nefarious isn't in my theater. I wonder if it's in Amber Cinema. Hold on, because I wanted to see, because of the wide release movies, all of which that were coming out this week, I didn't really have much interest in most of them. But Renfield, obviously, The Pope's Exorcist, I might try to see next week. And Nefarious is not, unfortunately, in my cinema, my small cinema either. Oh well, maybe it'll get a wider release next week or something. But but Nefarious, because I love Sean Patrick Flannery, because I'm a big Boondock Saints guy, and which is where I was introduced to him. But I saw that, and it's a fun concept. Like, okay, a guy on death row is pleading insanity, and so he can't die because he believes he's possessed. But he's pleading insanity, so he can't be killed. And he's basically saying, "Oh no, I'm not him. I'm a demon. My name's Nefarious. Where is he? We own him." And so yeah. So I was kind of interested in that, but I'll try to see The Pope's Exorcist next week, because there's really not much coming up this following week that I'm really gonna want to be at. We have real quick here, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, all right, and Beau is Afraid. We'll see what happens. At the very least, maybe I'll try for a Wednesday screening or something like that. But we'll have to wait and see how well everything else does this week. I'm interested to see how well this film will do. It's made on about $65 million. I'd be willing to bet when you round it all up, it's about $100 million. So you're looking at a film that needs to hit about $150 million after the fact, after the theater cuts and all that, just to break even, which is not an unreasonable amount to make. It seems to be like a doable margin. It's just going to be depending on how well this film does opening week into its second week, which I don't know what the tracking numbers are right now for this week. I don't know what the box office last night was, but look, my guess, I think I originally guessed this film would be somewhere in the 20s to 30s, which if this film could hit 30 plus, that's not a bad opening weekend for a film made on $65 million. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See you next time.